We just went through a very small winter cold snap here in the state of Texas, and it warmed up again. Well, at least where I live. In this break, what are you doing to prepare for the next storm that is coming next week or the week after? Are you prepped and ready for the winter? Hello warriors, welcome back to the channel. Fernando here, God's Prepared Warrior, and I'm so glad that you joined the channel today. Here in Texas where I live, we kind of missed winter altogether. Everyone up north of where I live received snow and ice and all that kind of stuff. But where I live, we really didn't get much of anything other than a lot of rain. And so now, this is Sunday, the week after the torrential storm, and we're warm today. So my question for everyone is, whenever you're in a break like this, it is the opportunity to do what you didn't do, to prep what you didn't prep, right? So I want to talk about preparing your home for the next winter storm that's coming. So from what I understand, in the next week or two, we are supposed to be hit with another torrential winter storm headed our way. And this is the time for us to get back out and get our preps ready for our home. And I just want to share a few things with you. So what do you got to do to prepare your home for the winter storms that are coming? Well, when these storms arrive, right, they often bring freezing temperatures, freezing rain, sometimes snow, sometimes the roads ice over, things like that, right? Heavy snow, icy conditions that just really totally disrupt daily life, and they kind of test, right, our resilience to things. And so, for God's prepared warriors, we should be taking time to prepare our homes and for these challenges. And it's not only a practical act that we do that, but we also have the opportunity to rely on God, on his wisdom and on his provision for us. So I want to kind of talk about what that looks like today and just share with you about preparing your home for the winter storms to come. So let's look at the practical side of winter preparedness, right? So preparing your home for the winter storms is to help really protect you. It's to help protect your family from potential hardships, right? And just to keep things running smoothly, right? When the weather takes a turn for the worst. And so you really want to make sure that things continue to run as planned, right? Here are some practical steps that I want to share with you just to ensure that your home is winter ready. So the first thing you want to do is you want to make sure that you insulate your pipes and your faucets, right? If you haven't done that yet, and we just went through this storm here in Texas, if you haven't done that yet, today's the day to do it, right? This is kind of like Fernando warning you, like, if you haven't done that yet, it's time to do it, because as we progress towards February is when we really get cold here in Texas. So I just want to help you out, right? So, we have to insulate our pipes and our faucets, right? We got to protect them. And why do we do that, right? We protect them from being exposed to the winter elements because, honestly, we had a pipe break one time. And so it was a really pain in the neck to get that pipe fixed outside. And so There's a lot of digging you got to do. And if you don't know how to do none of that, then you have to pay somebody to do it. So it's just better to be prepared, right? It's better to have preventative maintenance, right? So protect those exposed pipes that you have. Maybe you have an ability to go underneath your home. Insulate those pipes. Make sure that they're insulated and they're ready for the wintertime. If you have a cement foundation, you're good. You just need to insulate your faucets on the outside, right? So it's so important for us to be able to take those steps, right? So that way those things don't freeze, and we're insulating them and keeping them exposed to the elements, right? So it's important to insulate your pipes and your faucets. Frozen pipes can burst, and it can cost a lot of money and damage. So just make sure that you're taking the steps to insulate your pipes. The next thing is check your heating system. This is important because all year long you haven't used your heating system, and now we're coming into winter and your heating system needs to be maintained, right? So it's important to schedule a maintenance check for your furnace or for your heating system to ensure that it's working properly and effectively, right? You want to make sure that it's in working order. Where you go and you mess with the thermostat and you get it turned on, it just starts working, right? So it's good to schedule maintenance for that. Another great thing, or another good idea to prep for your heating system, is to stock up on filters. Keep those on hand, right? And that way you're able to not run out, especially if you get stuck in home. Maybe you're snowed out, maybe it's frozen out and you can't get out. Driving conditions aren't good, but you have these extra filters on hand to help you get through those times, right? Also, if you have space heaters, I would make sure that you would take those out and test them and blow the dust out of them, right? Because that's what you really want to do, even in your as you look at your heating system. Because once you turn that on, if you really haven't vacuumed that out, all of that old dust that's been accumulating there for over the summer, you're going to it's going to burn up and it's going to smell ugly and all that good stuff. So it's so important for you guys to have a scheduled maintenance check on your heating system. The next thing you want to do, and honestly, a lot of people don't think about this, but they make a lot of TikTok videos about this, right? So I'm gonna say we need to stock up on some supplies, right? You should have plenty of rock salt or sand for the icy sidewalks, right? That's why I say I don't think we really think about the sidewalks, but we see them a lot on TikTok, right? All the funny videos of people falling. That's not funny, but yeah, that's why they put it on there, right? We should have plenty of rock salt or sand for the icy sidewalks and the driveways, just so that you can put that on there so that you don't fall victim to the ice on your sidewalk and hurt yourself and hurt your back, break a leg, whatever. You don't want to do none of that. So it's good to prevent that by having plenty of that stuff on hand. It's stocking up, right? It's what we do. And so for winter preps, that's one of the things that we should prep for, right? We should also gather, so those of you who live in snow-ridden areas, right, you should have a snow removal tools to be able to shovel your sidewalk, shovel the snow around your car. I've seen videos on people having to do that. I can't even imagine that, but, you should have those snow removal tools. For us, we use ice scrapers and things like that, so it's always good to keep one of those in your car. As a matter of fact, before all of this upcoming weather comes, I actually need to get a few for my car too, so always keep an ice scraper on hand. Also, you should keep emergency blankets in your car just in case you're stranded and you can't get out, maybe you're stuck on a highway somewhere, and you can't move, you'll have extra blankets there so that you can stay warm in your car until they come and clear the roads, right? So prepare for those things. You may have never been in anything like that, but never say never. It's what I always say. So, so keep emergency blankets in your car. It's just to keep you warm. And maybe even other clothing just in case you get wet. You always want to have dry clothes, right? You don't want to always be wet. So just keep those things handy where you're able to get to. The next thing, we should prepare for power outages. I think a lot of times people don't think about this too, but ice can form on power lines, ice can form on trees, trees can fall at the buckle of the weight of the ice on them, and maybe if the tree's like really dry or it's dead, those limbs and parts of the tree will fall, and sometimes they will pull down the power lines, therefore knocking out power to several neighborhoods. And so we should always prepare for power outages. It's not because, it's thunder and lightning, but because objects can take out the power lines, right? So, winter storms can lead to these power outages, and it's really good for you to be ready with your flashlights, right? And if you have battery operated flashlights, you should have extra batteries for those flashlights. This year my wife bought flashlights that are rechargeable, so always have those charged all the way, and also always have like a backup system in case the power goes out, that you're still able to charge those rechargeable flashlights, right? Have the backup power source for that. If possible, that's so important. Even in a power outage, what are you using for backup power? Is that a generator, right? Is that a solar generator? What does that look like, right? You should have some kind of backup power source just in case the power goes down, right? Keep a supply of non-perishable food. That's always important. Keep extra water. That's always important, at least for several days, just depending on how bad that gets taken out. Another thing that people don't think about too much is inspecting their windows and their doors for drafts. Now, it's important for you to be able to find those and then seal them up with weather stripping or caulk. You want to do that because you want to keep the warm inside, and you don't want it to escape. Or flipping it around, you don't want the cold to come in, right? And by doing that, by sealing your windows, sealing your doors, you actually turn your home into an energy efficient home. So make sure you seal drafts and in your windows and your doors, so that way it stays warm inside and the cold stays outside, right? So by taking these steps, you're not only safeguarding your household, but you're also positioning yourself to help your neighbors and others in need during the storm, right, with some of your preps. So preparedness fosters community resilience, which is a vital part of being God's hands and feet in this world. That's practical preparedness. Let's look at the spiritual side of winter preparedness. While physical preparation is essential, right, you got to do that, we must also prepare our hearts and our minds to weather life's storms, right? Just as we take these steps, these important steps to protect our homes, we should also ensure that our faith is secure and it's anchored in God, right? So, winter storms can serve as a metaphor for life's unexpected challenges, right? Psalms 46:1 reminds us that God is our refuge and He is our strength, right? An ever-present help in trouble, right? So as we take the steps to winterize our home, right, as we as we insulate our pipes, as we're checking our heating systems, we can also strengthen our spiritual foundation, right? By seeking God in prayer, and by immersing ourselves in His Word and trusting in His promises, right? Preparedness is not just about avoiding difficulties, but about cultivating a mindset of peace, right? So important, and a mindset of trust in God, right? When we are spiritually grounded, we can face any storm. Why? Because we know that we're not in that storm all by ourselves. We know that God is with us in that storm, and we can face any storm with confidence, knowing that God is with us, even in the middle of the terrible storm, right? So, in addition, preparing for, the needs of others during winter storm is a reflection of God's love. I will always say, we prepare for, yes, ourselves, our family, but God always gives us just a little bit more for someone else, right? So, and it's reflecting, by us helping somebody else, it's reflecting God's love, right? When we take the time to stock extra supplies or lend a helping hand, right? We are living out the commandment to love our neighbors as ourself. Finally, as winter storms approach, remember, preparedness is both practical and spiritual, right? It's not just one or the other, it's both, right? It's not just the practical approach, and it's a spiritual discipline, but by preparing our homes, we care for the blessings that God has given us, and to ensure the safety of those that we love, right? And by preparing our hearts, we strengthen our trust in God, and we reflect on His light to others, right? God, as God's prepared warriors, we know that storms will come, right? The Bible tells us that in our life we will face many struggles, right? Jesus is telling His disciples that. But as God's prepared warriors, we already know that storms may come in our life, right? But with preparation and with faith, right, we can endure and overcome, right? Equip your home, anchor your heart in God, and be ready to face the challenges ahead with strength and purpose. My friends, thank you for watching the video today. I hope you have gleaned some good information from there. And I just want to encourage you guys to stay prepared, stay faithful to the Lord, and keep pressing on. And I will always tell you, stay vigilant, right? Stay prepared, because God is our mighty fortress. God bless you guys. I'll see you in the next video. Hey guys, this is Fernando, God's Prepared Warrior. Thanks for watching. And don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel.